Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Good morning, hope you're having a great day. We're going to take a quick peek here at Bitcoin, get you an update from last night's video. And when we last left off, of course, it was looking bullish as heck, kept making higher highs, higher lows, and obviously broke through that ascending trend there. We have since pulled back to this trend line as well, so there's a decent chance we could very well see a continuation to the downside, or it's just building that volume base at the previous resistance. Either scenario exists, we just got to wait for which one or the other to effectively occur. We could say this is a Schrodinger's box for Bitcoin and see what's going on. If you're not familiar with that, go ahead and do a search on that. That's actually quite an interesting story. Anyways, what I want to get at here is a few things. We're going to look at the weekly. There's a fair value gap on the weekly that was covered or essentially filled. We are in our 9th week to the upside here, essentially, basically telling us we're overextended. Big surprise, Bitcoin's been overextended for a while now. And of course, we're in a situation where, even though things are looking very bullish, you got to recognize the market is correcting itself quite rigorously. Okay. Now, even though we did take a stop loss on ETH, 75%, perfectly fine. We just hit our target for injective, 64%, and our first link short at 29%. So we got a few shorts to hedge the longs. We've also got some Ethereum Classic, 50%, Gala, 153%, SHIB, 50%, Luna 2, 84%. Trust me, it offsets itself quite nicely. So again, good job on that. Congrats to our community members for just sticking with it, because honestly, that's just kind of how trading goes. You're going to hit a couple of stop losses here and there, but overall, you're going to be taking some serious gains. Speaking of gains, look at our Premium Plus group, BNB, sweeping BNB, XRP. We've hit that one quite a few times. Litecoin, I think we even hit, XRP, Litecoin. Last night, if I'm not mistaken, we hit 4 targets on Solana. We got 36%. So this thing is just killing it. These are fantastic, amazing trades. So again, keep up the good work, everyone. Very, very happy that's working out for you. So what I want to talk about on the weekly, though, is some important stuff here. In other words, we got that resistance at 38,000, right? That's kind of being talked about from what I understand. And most of that comes from just the foundation of volume. Majority of the volume is, averaged out here in this range, okay? So we do take a look at the volume profile in the larger time frames. We're going to kind of see here that there is still some volume up here, but really not that much compared to the accumulation phase down about 24,000, okay? So again, resistance or not, I don't know if 38,000 would be like a massive resistance, but testing it the first time like we just did, it's definitely going to prove some resistance. 9 times out of 10, you hit a certain level and it rejects the first time, it's going to come back down. And look at this here. We got a nice little free fall from Bitcoin. Greed is a very real thing. I've been talking about this for a while, guys. This actually absolutely happened. So please, God, I hope you did not jump in at the top there and try to be a breakout trader. Obviously, if you broke out, from 37 to 38 and you took profits, all well and good, right? But do not be a hodl trader that's buying the top like this, because it just doesn't work out. Anyways, again, just trying to be the voice of reason. So let's talk about some basic stuff here and work our way down. As we can see, this candle is looking pretty bad. They refer that as a gravestone doji candle, where it basically opens and closes at the same spot, but tries to go really far and doesn't. Okay, so again, just keep in mind, 36,000 could be the resistance. Today's candlestick hasn't closed yet. The amount of shorts entering the market here today is massive. Okay, we got a tremendous amount of shorts. A lot of them probably hedged really close to about 37, 38,000. Okay, we'll take a look at those levels. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and see what the open interest is here. This is going to be interesting, no pun intended, or maybe a little bit. So here we got some longs. Look at that. Almost the largest amount of longs are opened at 37,800. Guys, what are you doing? That is terrible. Don't do that. That's just nonsense. Again, spot bag maybe, but leverage position, come on. Look at this. Shorts, massive amount of shorts here, up at about 37.2. Upwards about 37.9. So congrats again to the shorts. The previous shorts may or may not have gotten wrecked depending on their leverage amounts at 36.8. But the bottom line here is that the price is dropping, folks. We just got to be careful and cautious, right? You do not just jump into a green candle. Okay, that's why you buy red candles, not green candles. That's the general concept. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the, this is the last 7 days. Let's just zoom in a little closer. We can see a lot of longs here, still aggregated about 34,000. It's not as much as before, mainly because they probably closed some of their positions. Okay, so a lot of these things have been closed just due to the fact that they probably took some profit, which is good. Happy to see that. But there's literally nothing up here as far as liquidation levels at 38,500 or higher. Okay, all that stuff has been swept. So the truth is there's really no meat left on the bone in the upper levels. What do you think the whales are going to target? They're going to target all those juicy longs at this lower price point to try to wreck them hard. So just be mindful, this is absolutely going to be a thing. Is the price going to drop like a rock? Maybe not. I'll be honest. I'm surprised it pulled back this hard this fast, but it makes sense that we're seeing a correction because again, greed is very, very real. If we take a look at this here, they pushed the price action up here, got a bunch of late longs to buy in, and just wiped them out. So all the profits from here, if you hadn't taken them, are all gone now. So again, congrats to that. This is exactly why we hedged our longs with some shorts. We took profits on 2 of our 4 shorts right now. Ethereum did stop out, but we still got a short at Bitcoin, which is break even at 36,000 right now. Okay, so again, still good shape. You're in that Bitcoin short. Go ahead and hold it. I feel like we're still in pretty decent shape here. Now, granted, we want to talk about potential support at 36,000. So we can see if we kind of zoom in here with the volume. There's a solid amount of volume at, again, 34.5, right in that range. But the truth is, the price action, as great as it was to see it come up like that, we're still seeing 36,000 hold as a resistance. Okay, now again, the candlestick hasn't closed. We've got 7 hours left. But if we cannot close above 36,000, I think further downside makes tremendous more sense. Again, that 35.5/36,000 range should work as a support. But when the price breaks out like it did and it comes right back down, it's as if it never happened. Again, whales took tons of money and left a lot of folks scratching their heads. As a matter of fact, what was it? I think we had a funny little this little thing describes it correctly here. This is what happens when liquidity is swept, right? Most traders are like, why did this happen? Well, it's because you bought the top, right? Anyways, I hate to keep talking about that. I'm sorry. It's frustrating to me to see people, buy into all this stuff you see on social media, just keep, buying. It's all well and good, don't get me wrong, and I added to my position plenty at 35,000. But again, the spot is different than a long, and if you're using a lot of leverage, you got to make sure to take profits while you can. I guess that's the common denominator here. Take profits, damn it. Okay, so let's talk about liquidity. We don't have any massive liquidity levels on the daily for now. Let's take a look at the RSI. We can see stochastic swinging up, so we do still have that momentum. Money flow index is high. RSI is extremely high at about 80. Okay, so there's nothing really that's changed here. All the moving averages are below the price action. What's shifting in momentum here is what we're seeing is on the 4 hour. Okay, we have a massive amount of volume. Obviously, we recognize that. This most recent fair value gap, let's go ahead and zoom out. In fact, let's just remove the fibs for the now so you can kind of see what's going on. And we can see here this previous liquidity level there at about 36,000 has been swept. That was swept last night. Price action continues to 38, comes back down to retest that area. So that does tell us we have somewhat of a support here, right in the range of about 35.6. So 35,600 is a tentative support. And you can kind of see that line there, right, where the price action, let's go ahead and remove these guys here so you can kind of see what's going on. So right there, you can see the price action rejects, comes back, retest, and inevitably breaks. That's kind of why trend lines are beneficial, because you understand that they have certain amounts of resistance until they don't. Okay, so with us in that situation, we can see the price came up, retest that level. So just to kind of clarify, 35.6 should be the tentative support level for us if the price decides it wants to hold above that level. Okay, we see initial rejection there, and definitely something to pay attention to. Other than that, we take a look at the RSI. We can see stochastic. We're getting our second swing down. And this is what I always talk about. The first swing is kind of a false positive. These ones here don't matter too much, right? So we look at their history. They're pulling back, but they're not pulling back aggressively. Okay? Typically, it's a second pullback that you want to pay attention to that's going to carry the most weight. Okay, so we got our first stochastic here, pulls back a little bit and legs up, breaks through resistance. Second stochastic is right where you want to prioritize. Okay. Again, this is just me personally. I've noticed this on the 4 hour time frame as a pretty consistent thing. When you see a stochastic divergence for the second time in the same uptrend, the second one carries a lot more weight. That's what we're seeing here. Okay, so I'm not surprised to see that. I am frustrated that I was sleeping through this, but again, this happened, at the crack of dawn at 5 a.m. And I'm the folk that I like to wake up at 8 o'clock. So again, different strokes for different folks, but I do wish I lived in the Eastern Hemisphere sometimes because it would be a different story altogether. Anyways, regardless of that fact, FOMO or not, we can see the RSI coming back down here on this on the 4 hour time frame. That's back to life, back to reality, right? That's kind of where we're at here. We're just kind of chilling. The price action coming back down. So again, 36,000. I think a closure below 36,000 today would kind of lead us to an indifference. Truth is, the price action is going to go sideways and potentially up or down. But if we break below 35.6, I do feel like that would be a key level to essentially break below for for that of a short position to be profitable. Okay? So again, we may want to shift gears to consider a short at that point when the price action comes down. But between now and then, we still want to presume the price will stay above 36,000. Okay? So by no means am I just yelling at the top of my lungs here that the price action has to come down. It may or may not, but the truth is right now we still got a lot of support at that range. Okay. Last thing we want to touch on here would just be the good old-fashioned cloud here. And as we can see, it's still holding strong. Okay. Conversion line intersecting with the baseline. It's basically telling us, you had a long position, you should have taken profits by now. Duh, right? Why not take profits 38,000? That is crazy not to. Again, if you slept through it, different story altogether. I'm sure the price will probably eventually recover there, but we're kind of trying to figure out now if the price is going to pull back to that 32,000, 34,000 range to wipe out some of those longs before the price ramps up again, or if it's good where it's at. We will see here soon. We'll pay attention to liquidity and kind of see, but truth is that tells us that we would have wanted to take in profits by now. Lagging span's going to intersect with the price action in the next couple of, 5 or 6 hours. Unless the price does one of these. I don't foresee that happening. So my speculation here is that we're going to see the price action go sideways and effectively hit this level and likely just close all the doors. In other words, there's a good chance that we're going to have a lot of invalidation here, letting us know that we don't have confirmation on long or short positions just yet. Okay. So again, all the more reason to kind of be patient, wait on the sidelines. You missed out on some of the fun last night, like myself. Well, granted, a lot of our trading bots took significant profit. That's a different story. But I would have loved to have shorted at 37.5, 38. That's just me personally. I was waiting for that kind of target. But once more, that being said, having missed out, it's okay. Okay, just know it's a very normal thing. The market is filled with FOMO. Okay, there's tons of missed opportunity on you. You'll never ever catch it all. All right, so just voice of reason, relax, take it easy. We got to see where Bitcoin is going to go next. In the meantime, I'll review a heck of a lot of altcoins later here today that get you up to par on what's going on with some of those. So feel free to jump on over to our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Mainly our Discord. You can just jump over here, submit some requests. It looks like I'm going to cover IATA and Glimmer today, and we're going to see a handful of others as well. So again, keep the positivity, folks. We're okay. Still in good shape. All right. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for watching. And this is beneficial. Like, subscribe, follow. Greatly appreciate you nonetheless. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next one.